Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another UCL reaction. We're going to be giving you our reaction to all the latest games that have been played on Tuesday and Wednesday. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. We're on TikTok, on Twitter, and on Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Everything's at Kool-Aid Podcast. But let me introduce my co-hosts for the day, both Alvaro and Alex. Guys, say
Hey
what's up?
guys, how's it going?
What's going on, guys?
All right, big games played this week. I would say maybe like two really big games that were actually played. There wasn't actually that much going on actually, but those two big games did actually give some pretty surprising results. And the first game in which we are going to be talking about is Man United versus Galatasaray. Man United playing at home. Guys, how did that game end? How
Is
did
I'm gonna
that
say,
Onana the
game
new
look, I'll
Superman?
be the
Can we
first
cast
to
Onana
admit.
for the new Superman movie?
I'll be the first to admit. I remember when we had the last UCL roundup. I said, I know Man U's game against Bayern wasn't great, but they still managed to put up a pretty interesting fight.
Yeah.
I'm the one that said I don't care if it was an ugly game overall. They got close and they're gonna carry this momentum. Um, that's
I
not
don't know
true.
about that, boss.
That's not true.
I don't know about
Bro,
that.
So
right now it's looking a little bit sketch for Man United because I'm not share my screen real quick, and then I need you guys to actually just look at this.
that is
Look at
that
Group
is
A.
that is very tough.
Look
Mm,
at Group A. In two games played, did you guys imagine that this would happen?
no, I
I
mean,
I
yeah. The thing
I
is,
saw
I wouldn't have
Galatasaray put up a
imagined.
fight, but I didn't think Copenhagen was gonna be all over Man
I
U.
I didn't think United were gonna lose both games, but I mean, I knew they were gonna lose against Bayern. The
Yeah.
thing is, excuse me. The thing is, like, that's an interesting group because there's two really solid black horse teams and Galatasaray. I'm so sorry, I always mispronounce the name.
Got
They
that
have
side.
history in the UCL to begin with, but more so, I feel like they put a really good project this season with the likes of Mauro Icardi, with the likes of how should they pronounce his name? Wilfred Zaha.
Zaha. Yeah,
Zaha, yeah.
Wilfred Zaha. You have
You
Dries
know,
Mertens in there as well.
Dries Mertens. I like the team. I like the team. It's an interesting little squad. Um, I mean, they even have Davinson Sanchez, which thank God for that. We don't want him, um, but yeah, I think Galatasaray is a good team. I could possibly see them going through, maybe making it to round of 16, even maybe quarterfinals. That would be my hot take. But you also have a team like Copenhagen, very solid team. I mean, against
Yeah.
Bayern, they looked phenomenal. They
I
only
mean,
literally lost 2-1.
yeah, they only lost 2-1 and they made it difficult for Bayern. And away in at Turkey, they didn't make it easy for Galatasaray either. That actually ended in a 2-2 draw. And so Galatasaray, they're not going to be an easy team. And the only thing that's going in Man United's favor is that their next UCL game is going to be at home. That's going to be against Copenhagen. That's 3 points that you desperately need to win in order to go through the knockouts. Because if you lose that game or even drop points, I'm sorry, you're not getting out of the group. Because then you have to go away to Turkey, which I'm
Yep.
sorry, like that's
Yo, all I'm gonna say is, bro, we've always talked how tough that Galatasaray environment is.
uh huh.
They could not have lost at home, and they lost at home against
I know.
Galatasaray.
No, and I
I
believe
will
this
be
is like the
shocked.
no, this is the first time that Galatasaray have ever won in England. Actually,
I will be shocked
that's crazy.
if Man U pulls a win in Turkey. I will be shocked. I expect very best case scenario for Man U a tie. I will be shocked if they win.
If they win what?
If they win
I
in
mean,
Turkey,
I
and
mean,
with that being said, let's
okay,
say
okay,
lose
but
Turkey.
okay, but let's see when they're playing, in Turkey. They're
Let's say
playing.
lose in Turkey, and they're always going to lose to Bayern. That means they have to win both games against Copenhagen and hope that Galatasaray slips up.
That's gonna be the fifth match day. That is no, like, honestly, the only points that realistically that Manchester United have a good chance of getting are these next two games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
games 3 and 4, because they're both against Copenhagen. Because then you're going to be playing Galatasaray in Turkey, and then you're going to go to no, next you're going to bring Bayern is going to be coming home. So looking at Man United, it's very difficult at the moment, and how the squad is going, and the sensations and everything. It's not looking good. You have to ask questions about Marcus Rashford. You have to ask them. I believe their new striker. He performed well. I believe he was one of the only players. I
Holland,
think
yeah.
I have a question.
hole in the new striker.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Do you guys say that
Well,
Ten Tog? I
Ten
always
Hag.
butcher his name. Ten Hog. Do you guys think that he's like on the hot seat if they don't get past the group stage?
I don't think it's an Eric Ten Hag. Like, you can question his talent ID, but when you look, I think at the scenario that Manchester United are in, it's the structure as a whole, you know. And this is like a problem that Man United fans have been saying. It's the ownership. When you have incompetent ownerships and you have an incompetent structure, it makes things very
I mean,
difficult. You just
we've
look at
seen
what
that.
happens at Barcelona.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, financially, we've seen that at the club as well. When you have owners that generally don't care about the team and they just want to profit and make money, that bad stuff happens. But
Yeah.
although I agree that yes, they have bad ownership, I think there's a lot to question with the signings they've made. Like personally, I thought Mason Mount was a waste of money to begin with, and then you just have a bunch of players in that team that shouldn't be there. Like Luke Shaw is, I'm so sorry, he's washed,
Mm.
and he's not good.
Wait, but
Uh,
I also believe that they have a couple or no, was that like really like I'm trying to see if Manchester United have like any big injuries at the moment. Because I know Lisandro Martinez is out, and the
Yeah, but
way
like,
that
like I'm saying, like even then, like you have good players that are
uh,
supposed to be good, and you have players like Lisandro Martinez getting cooked every other game. Like
uh-huh.
I think there's a lot of inconsistencies. I don't know that you can blame Ten Hag for everything that's going on, but you can certainly put some blame for buying players that he shouldn't have. Or
Okay, but the main question that we want to answer is Man United getting out of this group?
no, absolutely not.
They're
They're
not.
not leaving the group
Yo, okay, look,
Okay, so that's a
look.
little bit different than what we've been
Just
saying. Like, in terms of
unless they win next game. I don't think they're going through.
right now, I'm on a mental capacity to do math, so I can't really think of the scenarios for them to make it past. They have to beat Copenhagen home and away.
yeah.
They have to come away with a tie against Galatasaray, and hope that Galatasaray loses to Bayern and to Copenhagen. So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know the scenarios for Man United to go through, but it's not looking good at all.
It's
It's
looking
very
tough.
difficult. It's very difficult. If you were a betting man, you would definitely bet money on Man United not
Mm-hmm.
advancing through the group. But it's still Man United. It's still Man United. Maybe I'm just saying this because of the name. But guys, are we really gonna see Man United fall away to Galatasaray and Copenhagen? Really? Because Galatasaray were awful. Really, like you saw Mario Icardi miss. Like, how do you get chipped from like 10 yards away? Like you saw Mario Icardi miss the penalty. Like, what? It makes no sense. But let's see how Man United manage, and let's see if they'll be able to make it through the group. But so some big questions are going to be asked.
Yeah,
But
before I move on, today I
yeah,
was watching. This is like unrelated, but today I was watching some Europa League games.
yeah.
Those shits are more exciting than UCL. Let me tell you that.
Which game did you watch?
I saw a little bit of the West Ham game.
The West
The
Ham game
West
was
Ham.
good.
Betis, I know Isco had a nice header goal for Betis, but yeah, no, the West Ham they had a corner kick goal that the goalie pretty much punched the West Ham striker. I forgot his name, and that motherfucker still headed the ball. It was nice. Those people celebrate against the World Cup. I love that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like yeah. Hopefully,
Okay.
hopefully Barca doesn't step foot into that again. But it's fun to watch.
No. Guys, we'll leave the Barcelona game as like the last, because
Yeah.
it's there's a lot to talk about. But two games I wanted to commented on is the Napoli Real Madrid game, in which Real Madrid actually won 3-2 in Naples, and Arsenal, they lost the camera lens. They lost the camera lens. They lost the camera.
Alexis
Um,
Banter
Sanchez.
club,
Alexis
absolute
Sanchez.
banter club. I'm so sorry.
Hey, Alex, this is the perfect cooking session. Cook them, cook them.
I mean, are we gonna talk about Arsenal first?
I mean, you could talk about either game, honestly.
I mean, look, we'll save Arsenal for last. I
Okay.
thought the Real Madrid game was. I thought it was a great game. And I'm gonna be the first one to say, Valverde's goal was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a crazy finish.
Cracked.
That was tough. That was tough.
I mean, I don't think any of us have not rated him. Like I think we all consider him a great player, and rightfully so. You know, I think what he does well.
The problem is
Very good
when they
midfielder.
start comparing him over Pedri and stuff like that, that's when
Yeah,
I'm like,
but either
okay.
way, like even if you are to compare them, they're different. They have
No, yeah,
different
and he has more.
purposes.
He's been there longer, so
Yeah. So,
No,
excuse me.
I'm pretty sure Pedri is like a 20-year-old and Valverde is like a 25, 26-year-old.
exactly.
So it's
I was
And
talking
completely
they're
to
very
some,
they bring different things
I was
to the
talking to
table.
some Madrid fans about the Napoli game, and they were saying, "Oh, Napoli just got lucky, whatever, whatever, whatever." It was a pretty exciting game. No,
I
no,
mean, look, I'll be honest with you. Like, I would tell you, Madrid aren't playing great right now, but they have won their
it,
matches.
and now is not the time you judge him, honestly.
Exactly. Judge them,
No,
judge them when they make, and we've said this before. Judge them when they've made the round of 16. When they're on
Mhm.
the road to the final, that's where you judge them. I will say this though, I thought Madrid were solid defensively. They're looking suspect though.
yeah, they are.
Defensively, they're not looking good.
They're
Um,
conceding way too many goals.
yeah, and
Mhm.
they're allowing too many chances. I
Yeah,
feel like if it had been another team, maybe a Bayern or someone else, someone less forgiving, or a Manchester City, like it would have been a different story. But they got the win. Before people go crazy about Bellingham, yes, he's scoring goals, but like,
he's playing as a striker, guys. If he's playing like as a striker, like you
No,
and
no, no,
expect
that
him
not,
to
and
get
not
the
just
goals.
that, like the
and
goals
that
he's
shows
scoring are
you how
tap-ins.
weak.
With all due respect,
It's not like any of these goals
No,
are.
okay, look, and not even that. It shows you how weak Madrid's offensive game is. You're really relying on Bellingham, who has been as a phenomenal midfielder
and
as a
look,
striker.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not discrediting him. I consider him the signing of the summer
Signing
by
of the
far,
summer.
because of
After
everything he's
Ole
done.
Romeo, respect the best pivot in the world.
Well, we
Well,
are
no,
going to talk
no,
about Romeo's game against
Yeah,
Porto,
we're
which
but
which
I will say this. I think he's been the signing of the summer. Now they gotta relax.
yeah, tone it down a little bit.
They gotta tone it down because yes, he's been great, but come on, he's scoring tap-ins.
Is he the English Zidane?
Madrid fans are so deluded. But I mean,
Oh,
listen, I thought it was a very interesting game to watch. Very exciting. You know, it's a 3-2 scoreline, high scoring.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was a great game. And Vinicius, you know, he's back to form. That's something to look out for in a Clásico. You know, as with anyone, right? You know, the Madrid team is very good, but Vinny looked good. And yeah, I mean, not much more I can say. I just want to talk about Arsenal now. That was actually
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. I mean, we could talk about Arsenal, and we could talk. Well, on Tuesday, actually, we saw the Premier League teams not do so well. You saw Man United get cooked. You saw Arsenal get cooked. Um, and
guys. By the way,
But it's the best league in the world. It's the best league in the world. Remember that.
I hopped off the Union Berlin train. I'm very sad.
oh, the worker union.
I had them over Napoli, and
Oh my God,
losing
That was another
to
interesting match.
bro! And they had it, and they were had it.
losing
Yeah.
to Braga, bro.
They were
That's
winning. They were winning two
Are you
0
heartbroken, Auro?
very heartbroken.
Yeah.
But real
Well,
quick, going over the Arsenal match,
yeah. Just some quick thoughts on the Arsenal
not
game.
much we can say. I mean, this is what they do. They bottle. I mean, you're gonna talk about Spurs bottling. Well, how do you lose against Lens? But
Some voices would say that this is karma for rejecting Kane from their academy.
well, and I could agree with said voices, but that's beyond me. I just I'm very surprised that this even happened for Arsenal. They've been talking about yeah that we're winning all of this season, but like I don't see it. I mean, do I think that they're gonna go through their group? Yes. Excuse me. But I mean, now you got Sevilla and PSV, and you dropped points for no reason. So
It's going to be a difficult game for Arsenal. Like when you look at their group, none of them are easy. Sevilla, as you guys all know, it's a ploy just to get back into the Europa
Yeah,
League.
we know what they're doing.
We know
They're staying in third place.
exactly they're trying to get that third place to go into Europa League. They're not being slick, and so it's basically a battle between Arsenal and Lens. PSV, they are going to make the things difficult, but they're not having the momentum so far in the campaign. And they haven't really had the start that they would have wanted, and so but I still have faith in Arsenal to basically top the group because
Yeah.
other than those like two teams, I don't really see any competition there.
I mean, whether they top the group or not, I expect them to go through. I think if they don't,
Yeah,
serious
no,
questions need to be asked.
especially because out of the Champions League and the potential, you know, trophyless season for Arsenal, especially after the way they finished last season, it's going to be tough, and questions are going to be asked about Arteta. He's going to be under massive pressure after spending big money in the summer. That's some question that needs to be asked. But guys, now moving on and like talking about the main topic. It's Newcastle versus PSG. Newcastle absolutely cooked
Yo, I'm sorry,
PSG.
I
Alex.
mean, they
I'm
are part of
sorry,
the Uber Eats league, though.
Alex. I'm sorry. They're my favorite Premier League team.
I hate you.
Bro, you allowed Longstaff and Dan Burn. Just think, Mr. Long.
You mean Xavi and Iniesta?
I mean, Xavi and Iniesta. Mr. Burns and Mr. Longstaff scored against the mighty PSG. Guys, eh, this is a joke club. Like we bring it time and time again. This is a joke club. Messi went there, just got the bag, got the World Cup, finessed it, paid the referees. Um, the Qatari tax. Kylian Mbappe finessing the money, and we are going to talk about Kylian Mbappe because like this is
Who?
his team, and he went missing.
Who?
It's the Ninja Turtle.
The
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Got you.
when they're playing the UCL anthem in the Newcastle Stadium, Kylian Mbappe looks so like cocky and like like first
Yeah.
win and then be cocky.
Like
He has
Uh,
those moments.
I understand the whole being the villain, but like, do something.
Yo, and by the way, what a screamer of a goal! The third goal by no third or fourth, was it? Fourth.
no, I think it was the last one. Yeah, it was the last one
Yo,
by
what a fall is slipping down the all
yeah,
Yo,
yeah, it was by Fabian
Donnarumma.
Schär.
Yo,
Yeah, by sure.
Donnarumma. Is he
No,
like
Donnarumma was crumbling under the pressure because
is he
he,
lost or something?
Donnarumma in the Champions League has been very questionable. Donnarumma with his feet, he's not good whatsoever. He
Bro,
was at fault for that
but
Real Madrid remontada multiple times during the league. So many questions need to be asked about Donnarumma.
I honestly think, and this is why I hate what happened in Euro 2020. Italy winning was the worst thing that
I
could have
was just
happened
gonna say
because
that.
so many players got recognition that they did not need. Like, let's talk about Jorginho. People were giving him Ballon d'Or shouts that season. I remember it clear as day. They were saying, "Oh, Ballon d'Or, he won the UCL, now he won the Euros." My brother, have you seen how he played for Arsenal against Spurs? How he gave away the second goal, mid player, and then Donnarumma. Yes, he had a decent World Cup run and stopped some penalties. I mean, not World Cup, Euros. And look at him now. Look at how he's been. He's terrible with the ball at his feet, and I don't think he's a great shot stopper. Like, I think he's
He's a
decent
decent
at
shot
most.
stopper. He's decent.
I think this speaks
He's
about the
exceptional
team.
at pens, and that's just because of his size.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I don't care about that because pens. Well, when do you take pens?
yeah, and penalty shootouts.
Right, and that doesn't happen.
Uh-huh.
That barely happens. But let me tell you something. This talks about the disrespect and lack of consideration that Keylor Navas has gotten throughout his career. He is genuinely, and I'm saying this as a Barcelona fan. He is genuinely from his generation top five goalie.
Remember Bravo and Navas
I would
came
even go
into
as far as to
Barca
say
and
top
Madrid?
three.
Right after the 2014 World Cup when Bravo and Navas came into Madrid and Barca and Barca.
Yeah.
Bravo. I think Bravo was supposed to be better than now was. Look what
No,
happened.
no, 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 but Bravo that season, like he was big. He played
Yeah,
in
but,
La
but,
Liga.
Bravo was
but,
okay. He had a good couple
talking
seasons.
long
Yeah.
term, talking long term.
Yeah. I mean, long term, yeah. But then you have to remember that, hey, Bravo, he played for Chile, and then he got the two Copa Americas, and so
True.
and he was big in those penalty shootouts, and so that's something that you can give him props for. But
But
guys,
guys,
we have to cook
look,
Mbappe.
yeah,
We have to cook
going
Mbappe.
back to the topic, what's Mbappe doing?
Well,
Honestly,
what's
he was probably thinking about the $3 trillion they could have given him in Saudi Arabia that he didn't take.
Truly.
But no, I honestly think if people want to push this narrative that Mbappe and Haaland will be competing as the next two best players in the world, Mbappe's got a long way to go, and I understand how he can be one of the best players in the world. I mean, we all saw the World Cup final, and we know what he's capable of. But let's be honest, he's nowhere to be seen at the
Yeah,
moment.
and at this point, no shot he stays past this season, man.
No. If he renews, he's not. He's basically finished as a
That's what I'm
footballer
saying. If he renews,
because
he's putting a major stamp in his career as like I chase money,
But
nah.
he already has. But
yeah,
he already has.
No,
because
but
he's
that's what
wasted
I'm saying.
half of his club career basically at Ligue 1.
Yeah.
Because when you realize he's about to turn 25 by the end of this month, and next year he turns 26.
Yeah, that's
26.
crazy, bro. I
But
remember
by this
when he was
point, but
18.
exactly in the
That's
span of like
actually
two.
crazy. We was 18 in the World Cup for France, bro. That's actually fucking wild.
Exactly. Dude,
Time
that's
flies.
been time flies. And still much better. But it's just crazy to think that time is flying. And guys, Mbappe's club legacy is looking shaky because
Yeah.
other than that early like good start at Monaco, and that good UCL campaign, what else has he done? What
For
major
club,
trophies has
nothing.
he done? What big
For club,
clubs
he
has
does
he played
nothing.
for?
The, p-
He's done
the
nothing. He's won a couple.
league own trophies.
Yeah, a league owned
Uber
trophies.
Eats.
Exactly.
Okay, no, of course we're not gonna disrespect him overall because he's been phenomenal internationally.
No, yeah. You could say like he
No,
has
I mean,
old
look,
timer
and
World Cup
look at the performance that he
performances.
had in the World Cup final. Okay, great. He's the leader of PSG, and he is not leading PSG anywhere.
Is Luis
Question.
Enrique the right man for the job, or do we need to get rid of the whole squad?
Oh no, see, I think it just PSG is like a joke of a club. It's that simple. Because Luis Enrique, I like these were my thoughts going into the season. Basically, it's an all or nothing because with PSG, it's either you win the Champions League and you're successful, or failure. Basically, if you don't achieve that, it's failure because the domestic trophies they're not relevant. That's the point. Unless you're playing La Liga or the Prem or the Serie A, basically your domestic trophies are meaningless because you have Bayern
Yeah,
Munich. No, you have the Bayern's Liga, which Bayern Munich just like farm,
the
and
Paris
you
Liga.
yeah exactly, and then you have the same thing with Ligue 1. It's that simple. But Mbappe, he desperately needs to leave PSG. He needs to. Is there a chance that the Mbappe renews?
Again, if he does so, he is. If he does so, there's no more conversation of Haaland and Mbappe.
Oof. I mean, well, one. I mean, Mbappe will still be like among the best
That
players in the world. Just
that he,
his all his long time legacy is
he's
going to be
gonna
called
shine
into
at a
question.
club that does not have a future.
Mm.
Haaland already won the treble.
No,
Listen, Haaland Mbappe this, Haaland Mbappe that. We gotta talk about Julian Alvarez.
Right.
Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez,
Oh
guys.
my
I'm
God! Why
I'm
did you
taking
bring it up, Alex?
I'm taking Julian Alvarez over Mbappe. I'm just saying. Julian Alvarez has a World Cup trophy. He has a
Nah,
Champions
nah.
League.
That
He's won
UCL
the
goal.
Prem.
Nah,
He's won the Copa Libertadores.
the UCL goal was gross. Like,
Oh, oh my God, the kid's nasty.
that
I
was
mean, of
gross.
course. What do you expect of a World Cup
We
winner?
get it.
Hey,
You're in
look,
love
look,
with
look,
him.
look, look. Guardiola learned. You gotta play Haaland and Julian Alvarez together.
I mean, you have
He
to. I
learned.
mean, you
He
have
learned.
to.
All right, guys.
Um,
But real quick, moving on to because we already know what we think about Uber Eats and Mbappe. But
wait. Last question.
Mhm.
We're in the whole PSG before we move on. Are PSG potentially in danger of not making it out of the group?
yes,
Because
Newcastle's finishing
Newcastle,
first. let's all get
I had Newcastle finishing first, but I think I had PSG finishing third and Milan
I
finishing
think on my
second.
predictions.
going second.
I think I said Milan. I think I said Newcastle, Milan, PSG.
Yeah, I think so. Dortmund, they're finishing last. I'm sorry. The Dortmund is finishing last.
We
That
gotta
defense
go
with Sule and Schlotterbeck is not doing
after
anything.
the last group stage game. We have to react our predictions and see like who was the
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. We are gonna do that,
But
but
I
it's gonna
was
be
always
fun.
right.
let me see the standings.
Um, but yeah, PSG, they're gonna
Yeah,
have to basically.
PSG, they have 3 points. Milan is right behind them with two, and then Dortmund with
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's not gonna be easy for PSG. Right now, they're in second with 3 points,
Mhm.
but they're gonna be playing against I believe it's Milan,
Yeah, Milan.
who are next. But this is gonna be in Paris, and so they do have the advantage. If Milan they get a result there and they can bring it back to the San Siro, who knows? It could be very difficult because Milan they do have to win if they want to get through the group stage, and so both teams are going to be going for the win. But let's now move on to the next game into basically the final game, and we're going to be talking about Porto Barcelona,
Not
guys.
pretty. Not pretty.
Ferran Torres is the next David Villa.
Ferran Torres is still nasty, and now with the Lewandowski injury, we'll see if Ferran Torres can get striker minutes.
Guys, we're going to have an attack of Joao Felix, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal. We
That
have
I
a
was
heard
cook.
Bingo.
I
We
heard
have a
MSN. You
cook,
said
a
that.
mental health hospital, and a 16-year-old up as our attack. Like,
What I
guys,
Yeah,
heard,
man.
what I heard. This is what I heard in my head. I heard Messi, Neymar, Suarez, and I can't believe you call
Yo,
Ferran Torres
yo,
a. I mean, Joao
all I'm
Felix
gonna
a
say
cook.
is, bro, about
I
that,
hate you for that.
about that game, about that
I don't
Barca
even think
game,
it's true.
about that Barca game, I got two things to say. First of all, Araujo is class, and second of all, I know the three of us were talking about Christensen over Conde.
No. Kunde just like, bro, he gets on that table, bro.
Yo, Conde
Bro,
just
Kunde's
said,
fucking
"Fuck
massive, bro.
all of you, I'm better."
Kunde is fucking
But that's a good
massive.
thing. That's a
That
good thing
kid is,
because now we
Oh
know.
no,
Now we
no, no,
know
no,
who we can
no!
play
That's
for
an
the
amazing
important
problem to
matches.
have. That's an amazing problem to have
Of
for
course,
Barca.
and we forget that we gotta rotate the squad. We have a long season. You need to
Yo,
give Christensen
Conde
minutes.
played out of his mind, bro.
no, bro, Kunde has been our best defender this season. And what a difference he's made when you, guess what? You actually play him as center back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, but
true.
last season, it's either you play Kunde as the right back or you play Sergio
Yeah.
Roberto. So,
Hmm.
guys, I'm sorry. I do not
But
want Sergio Roberto
look.
on that
Uh,
pitch.
honestly, not a pretty game. Barca comes out with a win.
Yeah.
They need a one. They went into a tough environment. I know
Yeah,
Porto has
away
a
from
tough stadium.
home. That's what matters.
I know the Joaos had never won there when they were playing in that league.
Benfica.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they played for Benfica, they had never won away in Porto. So that's pretty cool that they won there.
And then it's for the first time. But guys, as I mentioned, it was basically, get the 3 points and dip because Barcelona, they were by far the inferior team. Porto absolutely ran riot. If it wasn't for that Kunde tackle, that Araujo tackle, some saves from Ter Stegen, those two questionable calls, the handball from Eustachio, and the Cancelo one. I mean, you have to talk about the Taremi potential penalty. It wasn't Barcelona's day, and especially with the injury of Robert Lewandowski, our attack is going to be looking shaky. Both Robert Lewandowski and now Rafinha, they're injured, and for the foreseeable future, Barcelona they're going to be going into the game against Granada this weekend severely weakened. Not only are those two attackers, you also have
Mhm.
the midfielders both Pedri and De Jong missing. So for Xavi,
Yo,
it's not going to be
yo,
easy, but we
it's
move.
funny how good. I know you're gonna bring up Orlando Domeo soon. It's
Yeah.
funny how good that midfield looks without Frankie and Pedri playing, bro.
It's different. And
Gundogan, man of the match. Gavi, Gavi. I feel like Gavi's more built. If they give Gavi a type of treatment I gave Pedri his first season, that Gavi played every game, he looks more built for the occasion than Pedri. Like I feel like over a full calendar year, he can take that workload better than Pedri, in my opinion. Even though I hope it's not the case because it's not that they're gonna kill him, but he's looked very good. And he
uh,
plays the shit out of the game. And again, Oriol Romeo is. I mean, you can speak on his behalf. He's been.
Well, I mean, I think this is like the first game truly where he looked like out of place. This was the first game in which I would say he had a bad performance. He
You
wasn't.
know what? As his role, he did have a bad performance, but again, he helped. He helped as much as
Yeah,
he could.
yeah, yeah,
Looking back at the defense, he did as much as he could. So
yeah. I would say this was a bad performance, but guys, we have to remember that this is a short-term stopgap. Basically, this is not a Busquets replacement whatsoever. Him and Busquets are two completely different types of CDMs. Busquets is a pivot, and Ormel is he's a defensive midfielder. That's the
I
thing.
wonder how many stop gaps we go through before we find like our franchise pivot.
But hopefully we can get Gabriel Mercado or Mocardo, the Brazilian
Hmm.
young gem, who Barcelona is trying to go all in, and that'd be crazy to have because he brings the same intensity that Gavi does. I've seen clips and I've seen videos, and he plays exactly the way Gavi does. And as a pivot, oh my gosh, having them both on the team is gonna be crazy. But I'm gonna give some leeway to Order Mill. He's not a player who you basically want to give him the ball. You basically have him for his off the ball work, and especially
Hmm.
with the absence of Frankie De Jong, you see how sometimes Order Mill is basically lost into that midfield. But talking about the game, as I said, it wasn't a pre performance. Porto dominated us, but Barcelona were fortunate. Ferran Torres struck again, and
The
we
goal
take the three
himself.
points. Yeah, we we take the 3 points and we move. It was that simple.
No, just say.
What was the nickname you gave Fernando Torres again?
What was the what?
The
The,
mental health hospital.
the mental health hospital.
The
Why?
shark.
No, because like he was all talking about like mentality. I'm a bull. I'm a shark. I'm coming into this
He's
season.
always posting the shark
Hey,
emoji. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
el tiburón. ¿Verdad?
Yeah, exactly.
But
But he's gonna
Look,
he's gonna step up. He's gonna step up. I have
let's
faith in the
hope.
shark.
Let's hope he's not one of those super subs that just completely disappears when
No,
he's given the tournament.
no. Well, I actually
retarded.
I saw a funny tweet of basically saying like, "Hey guys, we start Fernando Torres on the bench, but as soon as the game starts, put the ball out of the plate and then sub him in because every single time he comes in as a sub, he scores a goal."
I
And
wonder if Barca could run a 4-4-2 now without Lewandowski.
How long is
that's
that
gonna
one
be
out for?
like, bro, like about a
Um,
month.
I mean, I think it's gonna be out past our Clásico. So
Yeah, like 3 or 4 weeks around there.
yeah,
It's gonna be tough.
yeah.
And this being some potential options like, hey guys, could we potentially play like maybe a 3-4-2? No, a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. Uh, you know, bring Balde and Cancelo more advanced forward, have them attacking basically the wings, and have Joao Felix and Ferran Torres maybe up top as his two strikers. You have Lamine Yamal potentially in there. It's going to be very difficult because Xavi he doesn't have much attacking depth in that area. But guys, final thoughts on any specific games or on the Barcelona game before we round off the episode.
Lens is winning the UCL.
Lens is winning the
Facts.
UCL.
Second
Gotcha.
second about that we didn't talk about this. Atletico Madrid don't get too comfortable.
Atletico
Um,
Madrid, yeah, bro.
don't
They
get too
they they
comfortable.
they barely snatched the win.
Other
Uh,
side notes, Arsenal don't repeat last year. Um, Madrid got lucky. Madrid got a screamer to beat Napoli, but okay.
Man City have a World Cup winner, and so
Man City have the next Messi.
Yeah.
they have a winner.
Um,
What do you want to say?
The next Aguero.
man,
Question marks.
you guys are embarrassing. But yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed our UCL reaction. We will be back giving you some more reaction. But make sure to tune in for the match preview for our game against Granada, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember, like, subscribe, and